ever, and then do like what Two Bears One Cave did and have fans submit intros.
Yeah. Okay. So our mom and dad are gonna submit
at some
entries.
point.
Yeah, but if a bunch of fans submit music, isn't it just gonna sound like? Welcome to the Twinjitsu podcast. My name is Justin Wohler, and I am a twin. Right next to me is my twin,
Chris Wohler, Rutgers University linebacker.
We are both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. Next to us is our good buddy David Spielberg.
Thank you. Welcome. Me.
So, a few things before...
We're just practicing the intro right now?
No, we're done.
That was it?
That was it.
Hell yeah, I crushed it.
So...
All right, I'm here.
A little backstory. We've known each other for quite a long time at this point. When were you in Diga? What, the band? Diga is a band.
2008.
Okay, so we were like, how old were you at the time?
2008, I would have been.
You're a year
19?
older than us? Okay, so we were 18. So I was thinking we had to have met either at a show or right down the street from where we are now, which is at one of our jiu-jitsu schools here in Bellevue. We had a good buddy, Michael, who had a studio, and we'd kind of all hang out there.
I went to school with his dad. I went to audio school, which is how he was like, you got to play drums for my son's band.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, all right. And so that's how that relationship started.
So, yeah, so that's over 18 years ago, really, more than 15. Yeah, because when I started thinking about it, I was like, 15 years ago. I was like, no, because I've done jiu-jitsu for 14 years, and I didn't start like right after we met.
No.
Cool. So that's a little backstory. Some things I want to cover talking to you today. You started jiu-jitsu almost a year ago. You're about to hit your 1 year mark in when? April. So I think it'd be cool to talk to you about your experience with jiu-jitsu in your first year. I want to talk about all of our experiences being bad kids, because I think, and we'll get into it, but I think it was more high school years being bad kids as opposed to middle school and high school. For us, we always got into trouble when we were younger, but we didn't start getting.
I mean, you might not know my full bad kid story.
Okay, yeah, we'll get
into it
as much as you're comfortable with. And then I want to talk about something we've also all have in common, which is dealing with weight and weight loss. And you guys are both doing a challenge currently, and we'll talk about that.
Feels more like a chore than a challenge.
So every chore is a challenge for me. All right. Let's just talk about jiu-jitsu, since this is a jiu-jitsu podcast. But I always like to say we're the number one jiu-jitsu podcast that rarely talks about jiu-jitsu. So we've known each other for a while. I've talked to you about getting into jiu-jitsu for
years,
probably many years, just
here
and there. I remember you helped me one time with some flights to get to it was my first out-of-state competition in California. I don't know if you remember that. You donated me some miles, I'm pretty sure, on Southwest. But it was only one way, so I had to get the other way on my own.
I mean, that vaguely sounds familiar.
I'm pretty sure, because you like called me, and I did like a GoFundMe. I did what every broke jiu-jitsu person does. Hey, donate money so I can go compete.
I haven't paid for my car in 3 months.
Yeah.
Can you pay for me to compete?
I mean, I totally
We
forgot
weren't there
about that,
yet.
but now that you mention it, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I was touring at the time, so I had a lot of points.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I've talked to you about it, and mainly because of, you've been a bigger guy, and I jiu-jitsu helped me with my weight loss journey, and so that's kind of where that motivation was. And obviously, the more friends you can get to train with you, it's an awesome experience. But we'll get into that. So finally, I remember we probably talked at Jacob's wedding about doing it, and then we happened to get a school a little bit closer nearby to you, and that's what it seemed like that was kind of right time for you.
Yeah. My parents live here, this side of town. So it was, for me, it was a good excuse to see my parents more, as they're getting older.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about.
Real quick, Freeze. Can you please do something about those 3 pens right there?
Why are you whispering?
We're frozen.
Okay.
Maybe have one here and get rid of the other 2. All right.
All right, they're gone. Don't touch me. So, when I would talk to you about jiu-jitsu, what were your thoughts about it?
Did you think it was karate or what? You still think it's karate? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I have no clue what I'm doing. No, I mean, I guess I didn't know what it was really. You see all the memes of dudes just scooting around on their ass on the floor, and I'm like, they want me to go just scoot around on a mat. But I mean, I knew you guys when you were probably at your heaviest.
Yeah.
And
we prefer thick.
At your huskiest.
And,
at our widest.
Don't brag so much.
But it's crazy. Obviously we have plenty of stories of our own to see you guys grow into owning a business and the lifestyle.
And one of us to still stay fat.
No, but you've been a lot skinnier than this, and you will get back to there because we're working at it. But it's it is cool to see if somebody was Chris and Justin are going to own 2 jiu-jitsu gyms and they're going to lose a bunch of weight and have a podcast about jiu-jitsu, I would have laughed very hard. But it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I don't think I've cussed since we've started the podcast back up because I've just been, trying to be mindful, but I am going to cuss because I think it is funny and it relates. Jacob used to call me and Justin, I don't give a fuck. Because this is what our attitude was. Is we I don't give a fuck. But yeah, that's kind of we kind of struggled back then.
No, having it be here and having the positive peer pressure, still peer pressure, but positive peer pressure, pushing me to do something good. Then my wife being like, yeah, try it. She met you guys at Jacob's wedding and she's like, why don't you do it? Just if you don't like it, don't do it, but just try it. And so I'm glad, I appreciate you guys pushing me to do it. It's been fun.
Let's just go through maybe your first 3 months of jiu-jitsu from what you can remember. What were your first initial impressions once you started?
I'm going to die. I mean, it's hard. Going from my job is pretty
talking
sedentary.
jiu-jitsu still.
Yeah.
Edit.
I'm done editing. It's marked not safe for work. We'll do our best.
Yeah.
At this point.
No, I mean, my job's pretty sedentary. I'm at a desk most of my day. I can get up and move around a little bit, but I'm tied to a computer. So to go from that to and doing no physical activity and eating like an asshole, to go from that to somebody else my size trying to hurt me. And
you said,
hold on, I got something. I have something and I don't want to lose it. Would you say jiu-jitsu's influence daily decision making? Okay, I'm not going to eat 2 chili dogs because I got to train later or anything like that?
I don't know if I'd give it 100% to the jiu-jitsu. I have a very sensitive stomach. As I'm getting older, it's getting worse. So
you just got to tell that thing that, words bounce right off of us.
No, but I mean, since we started our Fit Not Fat challenge, it's made me look at things just to try to lose weight, but I've noticed how much better I'm feeling. And it feels good. My wife is also losing a bunch of weight, so I'm just trying to keep up. is she's
You don't
smoking
want her
it.
to
Yeah.
out.
Is she? I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. What is she doing?
She goes to the gym, eats better, all the diet and exercise. I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy how it works. The doctors are right. No, but it's I don't know that jiu-jitsu necessarily influences my food, but it definitely influences like how I approach things, either with work or life or whatever. I think you become a lot more humble when you start doing jiu-jitsu or training if you're doing it
That
consistently.
goes away after about 13 years.
No, I mean, it's, my mom always told me as a kid, like, there's going to be somebody bigger and badder, Dave. You think you're big and bad,
His name
Dave?
is Daddy.
But it truly is. It's like you get pretty humble about everything of just like, yeah, I can learn about this.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Well, I had a great joke, but it's not going to make sense at this point.
Oh, well.
But that was a good question. I'm glad.
Next time when I
the
grab
joke.
you, if your joke is better than mine, 3 squeezes, and I know.
All right, 3 squeezes. So when you first started jiu-jitsu, and correct me if I'm wrong, you, as far as the diet, you weren't really doing much at the start. And I think that can be a good thing, especially coming from your situation where it's like, if you would have tried to, and it may have worked, but I'll talk about why it usually doesn't work over time. If you started at jiu-jitsu and then went ham on the diet and you were doing both things.
I don't think ham's good on a diet.
Correct. If you were doing the diet and like just getting after it, I think sometimes when you've gone from being sedentary to not really watching your diet, it's like too much. And although you can have, you'll see like a lot of people still get results quickly, but then it comes back later because you have to kind of ease into those lifestyle changes over time. And that's what's going to help you sustain it.
I think for me, so we're going deep into it. I had my physical about a month after I started jiu-jitsu. And, the doctor's like, hey, I want to put you on whatever the shot is, whatever it is. He wanted to put me on that.
Ozempic?
Yeah. And I had just started this and, he's like, your cholesterol's up and this, and every year you're trending up in weight. And I said, I need to get, it's this that's having the issue. I just got to tell this to make me not put food in my mouth or put the right food in my mouth. And I said, give me 6 months and I'm excited. I'm going to go back to him a year for my year physical in March, probably, and be down like 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
In a year. So
can you ask him, because I haven't been to a physical in a while, what flavors Ozempic comes in? I'm interested.
Yeah.
I think turkey and gravy are the two.
Yeah. But I think where I was getting with that was, for me, what you're saying with like doing them both at the same time. If I go too gung ho, it's a quick flash, and I'm like, screw this.
Yeah. And
I think that was good. Is like, okay, let me get some endurance, let me get some stamina, and then okay, cool. I'm starting to feel like I can last longer on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started doing our little challenge, and I think it was just a good time. And again, like getting into jiu-jitsu, it was a nice push from a friend to do the next step, because I probably wouldn't have done it without that text that was like, we're doing this. We're not going to die before 40.
Yeah, I mean, you've been crushing it lately.
So what is the weight loss challenge that you guys are doing?
Go for it, Chris.
I mean,
is it more of an accountability?
I think that's
challenge?
what it is. I mean,
it's what it morphed into, at least.
I think, it's good to have someone to text and be like, "Hey, man, I ate this last night, but today I've done this, or whatever."
Yeah, I mean, I text you a picture of cheesecake last night.
Yeah. And
today I'm not going to do cheesecake, but I think it
Chocolate
started.
or
I think it started
it does influence my decision making.
Absolutely.
100%, because I don't want to send a picture of crazy food, but I need to figure out, my goals are kind of all over the place. It's like, I want to lose weight, but like, I feel like I need, all right, I'm going to come out and say it. I'm going to run a 100-mile race. No, I have been thinking like I need something. I'm just
like a goal to get to.
Yeah. And it's not right now. It's just not competing in jiu-jitsu. And I know people shut up. That's not what I want to do right now. But I need something.
Yeah. Competing can. And that was kind of what kept us maybe like in more shape, watching the diet more is when we're competing.
Yeah, there's a competition coming up. I gotta be.
But
top.
I ran in the trap is like my discipline left the universe when a competition wasn't lined up, or I had time in between a competition. So I was always like going up and down in weight and how I was training. But competition can be a good way to just keep. You want to stay in that weight class or whatever. Do you have any interest in competing?
Not currently. I don't know if that's the right thing to say.
No, nothing wrong.
Not really. I mean, I really come here to sweat, and so far I leave sweaty every time. Yeah.
Did you meet any resistance between friends or family when you have started either your weight loss or your jiu-jitsu?
Resistance, like how?
It could be anything of like why are you doing that, or like
no. I mean, my
you're
parents
gonna get hurt, or
it's
mom.
Yeah,
you're gonna get hurt,
Dave.
Dave.
And I joke with my mom has her back is fused, so I'm like, you want to come to class and we teach you some chokes and arm bars and stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, Dave, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, just sign me up. I'll be a ninja.
I don't think I've ever met your mom. Met your dad, but
she is stereotypical New York Jewish mother.
Is she from New York?
Oh yeah.
Do you think you just said it?
She's got the accent and everything.
What he said, she's. Yeah, I mean, it sounded more like a comparison, so I was asking.
Okay.
No.
Don't touch me.
Three squeezes.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? Jump on the table? Turn off the lights? What part of New York is she from?
Queens.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like the city. So, yeah, she's from there. Dad's from Philadelphia and came here for the music industry. But, no, I mean, just from like you're crazy, you're going to get hurt. But I'm like, yeah, but I could also
get out of my room, Mom.
Yeah, I could also die from a heart attack if I don't do something.
Yeah. So let's segue over to your challenge partner, Chris. Let's talk about your weight a little bit and what's going on with you. You've struggle with it just a little bit.
Next part of the episode.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Here it is. I had a mental breakdown about 2 years ago. Lost a ton of weight way too quick. Started to feel better. Got therapy. Took medication. Gained a bunch of weight because I was feeling awesome. Riding high on life. And here I am. And I haven't been wait, let me start over. Got knee injury.
I'm not
leg
recording.
injury, arm injury. Haven't been able to train injury. And here we are.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't been able to train recently, especially because of your vertigo. And we kind of talked about injuries last week. And kind of, for me, it was like, it's hard to stay on a program and like feel good and like want to eat healthy if I can't even exercise or can't train. But then like when I had knee surgery, I was able to kind of flip the switch and be like, all I can do is control my diet. And I had a good like year and a half, but I struggle with it too. You don't let me have it anymore, but no. I don't put as much weight on, but
whenever
I'll fluctuate.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you guys.
I'll fluctuate, 20 pounds.
I mean, you're good now, but there for a little while, you got up to like 230 or something.
A few years ago,
Yeah.
I think I got up to 238, which was like the heaviest I'd been in a long time. Well, let's talk about this. What's the heaviest you've been, Spielberg?
If you're
and how?
No, honestly, I think I was 340 starting jiu-jitsu.
Okay. Did you have to put Velcros on your shoes now?
No. Thankfully, that was at 345. No, 340, which I think was my heaviest ever, and I'm about to enter the 200s.
I know.
So,
I didn't want to bring up the number because I know we've talked about just keeping that stuff kind of private, which I think is smart.
I don't usually focus on that because, as you get muscle that weighs more than fat and all that stuff, and I know me just getting so fixated on something that I might do the wrong things to lose weight just to see the number go down, where I'm not doing the most healthy thing for my body. So that's why I try to base on like, oh, cool, my shirt size is a size smaller. Oh, my belt's getting smaller. That's why.
But you're about to hit I think it's a big milestone in weight loss when you go from.
See a digit change.
Oh yeah, a whole digit change. Do you remember the last time you were that weight?
You asked me that earlier the other day.
Maybe you
did.
Just asked
and I was like, I don't know. It's probably been a few years.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? Heaviest for you?
350. Yeah, I really don't know the answer because I had a scale that went up to 315 and I would get on it and it would say OL, and I thought it stood for out of lithium, but it stood for overload. So I don't know how big I got.
You're joking.
No, okay. That's a bit I've thought of, but that's true.
Yeah,
I had a scale. It would say OL.
Out of lithium.
No.
Well, and then if he got on it,
it was out of batteries.
He would still keep checking and get on it like 2 or 3 times back to back. It would change from OL to OW. I think the most I got up to, I know, was 298. But
you never crossed 3.
I'm sure I did. It's like I've heard other Bert Kreischer talk about it. It's like if you say your heaviest was 250, that means it was probably 265. Yeah, you just happened to check it when you were doing good.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I started jiu-jitsu a month before my physical, and I'm just guessing I probably lost 10 pounds in that first month just from going from nothing to try not to die. On the mat.
They add something on those medical scales, I feel like.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously you're in your full regalia, your shoes, your uniform, your shoes, you were wearing all your stuff, so you're going to be
Can I take my wig off?
Yeah. But
you hold my keys?
I swear it's always heavier. Anyways, we'll look into it. So
they can sell us the medication.
I asked for a towel so I can UFC it.
So let me ask you this, and Chris, I'm not trying to ask this to piss you off.
How many squeezes?
10 squeezes.
No, let me hold you.
No,
if I squeeze, it means stop.
But like, obviously, Chris doesn't weigh 350 pounds right now, right? Like he's lost weight. His lifestyle's better than where we were. But like, you getting into jiu-jitsu as an outsider, do you have a opinion on like, well, Justin's lost some weight, Chris hasn't. Is this going to help me?
No.
Did that piss you off?
No. I mean,
but you know what I mean. I'm not.
Yeah. Shh. 3 squeezes. No, yeah, that's something that my ego deals with and stuff. But
is that something you think about when students come in?
I do, yeah.
That like, oh, they're walking in and looking at me and I have a gut.
Yeah, kind of sometimes. And then I just let the jiu-jitsu speak for itself. No, yeah, and I do think I have a responsibility as someone who teaches kids to be more fit, and yeah, I mean,
to answer your to answer the initial question, no, I don't think that because I always go to the story because it's like the most teenager like thing I can think of from it's podcast appropriate is you doing the cinnamon challenge and eating a spoonful of cinnamon and just like puking up black cinnamon goo. And it's like I know how far you are from that person.
Not far, dude. I mean,
closer than you
not
think.
far. I tried to swallow a whole cupcake like 2 years ago and almost, lost everything. That is not a joke. But yeah, I appreciate it. But I think that
you're right. You suck.
I think that in therapy, that part of you always is there, right?
Sure. I think people, if we're going to get into that conversation, because this I think will take us into something else you want to talk about. But
this is an unplanned podcast.
No, I think people have a common misconception, at least talking to friends who have recently discovered therapy, that it fixes you. Like, oh, I do this and then I'll be fixed from that thing. And that's not quite it. It's giving you tools to constantly maintain everyday stuff. Like I'm still the same bad kid that I always was. I still have the same issues with authority. I still have, all those, but I have quite the tool chest full of tools to deal with it on a daily basis. And I think that's the difference.
Are you still active in therapy?
No.
It also gives you perspective of like, this is you are this way and this is why you're this way and this is how you can deal with it. And
but it's never not something that you have to consider. Like you don't get to a point where, like, at least for me, where I don't have to think about it, mouthing off to an authority figure in some way who has a power trip is always something, whether it was teachers or police or whatever. When I was a kid,
we deal with
the same
jiu-jitsu refs.
Okay, well, let's go into being bad kids, because that's kind of, is that what you were setting me up for?
Yeah, I mean, not intentionally, just that was my honest response to that. But
14 misdemeanors, no convictions.
Can you say the same?
No, yeah.
Can you say the same?
Them gnarled fingers, get out of here, dude. That's one of the best.
Well, so
0 convictions.
So when did you start being a bad kid?
I was always, it was always the authority conflict. I remember I was diagnosed. I'm trying to think, because I'm a couple years, 2-3 years older than you guys. And I remember being in 2nd grade and being diagnosed with ADHD. And it was, ADHD, I think, was extremely overdiagnosed in the 90s.
It's more so now. I don't
What happened? Did you lose your train of thought?
No.
Train?
but like, I remember I was prescribed Ritalin, the first ADHD medication. I was so young, I didn't know how to swallow a pill yet, so I had to chew it up with M&Ms. But for some reason, the office at school was stingy with the M&Ms. So it just,
I wonder why.
How many Ritalins were you eating a day?
They would only give me 2 M&Ms, and it did not cover up the bitter taste of that pill.
Brutal.
It was terrible. But but I was the kid that was either always in the office writing the code of conduct 100 times. But I had,
instead of tonguing the pill and selling it, you were tonguing the M&Ms and then selling those. Sorry. Go ahead.
10 squeezes.
10 squeeze.
No, but it was always that authority conflict thing, and then
why though? Do you have an idea of where that comes from?
No, I don't know the root of it, but I do know that, like, Like I had in my 4th grade teacher, I remember she would in the most derogatory tone call like little boy or little girl, like shut your mouth, little boy. And and I just always had the thing of like, why can't we all just talk to each other respectfully? Crazy concept. It's like, why do you have to
belittle?
Yeah. Like, why do you have to be the authority? Not something I ever considered, but she was. And
you just said belittle. So,
but I won't use her name, but she was a Mrs. And if you raise your hand,
I still don't know the difference, to be honest.
if you would raise your hand and say, "Excuse me, Miss So and So," it was Mrs. Little Boy, and I knew I was going to get in trouble anyway, or I was going to get in trouble for one of my like learning disabilities. So I was then irrational in the way that I was like, I'm going to get in trouble anyway. I might as well get in trouble for actually doing something.
Ooh.
To where then I would act.
Right. I mean, I dealt with similar things. I don't know where it came from, but I mean,
yeah, I have a pretty good guess.
Okay, deduce it.
Okay. Mom and dad, stop listening. No, it's because our home life was crumbling. Our parents were in shambles. Why would we trust any adult if our 2 superheroes can't be trusted? That's where it comes from.
That's why being a
Buy
twin,
my new book.
That's why being a twin saves you money on therapy. So I don't.
Yeah. Not
yeah,
my
I mean,
situation.
I remember you talking about that where it's like, we just stopped trusting adults. Why should I listen to you? Like, you're probably, yeah.
But I also think there was part of that too, is like, we still deal with it. If I feel like me or somebody else is getting like bullied, even in a context of like at a restaurant and a server's it raises me to level 10, you know? And I think when that comes from adults, it's like, I'm going to show you how much of an asshole I can be if you're going to call me one, you know?
I mean, that was elementary school. Once I got into middle school, when I tell people this, I'm like, yeah, I got expelled from here. I don't think I got expelled. They just brought my parents in and said, maybe David would enjoy seeing this other school. And, you know, once that happened twice, my parents, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, my parents sent me to a wilderness program.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I lived in the woods for 15 months and 2 days.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Without seeing them?
There were monthly family days that luckily it was in Tennessee, so it was like an hour and a half away. So, you know, kids from out of town, their parents wouldn't make it every month necessarily, but I was lucky to have my parents close. But you could also get a home pass. You had to apply for it. But I got into this slump of, I don't think I'm going to earn it, so I'm not even going to apply for it, which is a whole different set of things. And to where I got to the point where they go, if you would have asked, you would have got it, just so you know. Maybe you should ask next week. And so I would see them sometimes, but it was no air, no heat, year-round schooling. The main campus was a mile away from our campsite, which was a walk. We carried those 5-gallon like Rubbermaid water jugs everywhere. I was 12 years old. And, you know, I joke that I still have like calluses on my hands from then.
Do you think that benefited you?
Absolutely. It was 24/7 group therapy. If one person shut down, the whole machine shut down. You know,
what age ranges? I mean,
it was, so there was a younger kids group that I was in, but it went from, 11 or 12 years old to 17.
I know another person that's been through that. Actually, 2 people. I think that we would have benefited from that.
Yeah, because there are some 30-day programs.
15 months is a long time.
Yeah, you ain't gonna catch me at that.
But that's the thing. People will go to those 30-day programs. You could fake it for 30 days.
Oh, yeah.
The program I went to, it wasn't like a fixed, you're here for this long and that's it. There was a kid there for 32 months.
What were the counselors like? Like, do you think they were prepared to be that involved with that many kids? And
some of them, I still keep in touch with some of them. The director of the program actually lives here in Bellevue, and he came to my wedding, and
it still runs this program.
No, that program's done. He actually runs another adolescent program for a rehab facility. But that place saved my life. I mean, it was intense.
Did you notice any common denominator between you and all the other kids there?
We were all master manipulators. So the saying, like, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. It was people just as good or better than you at it, holding you accountable. Because if you screwed something up, group therapy. If it shut the thing down, it shut everybody down. So, I mean, our days were planned. It's like, wake up at this time, brush your teeth at this time, get dressed at this time, walk from here to here from this time to this time, take a shower for 7 minutes. Like, showers for 7 minutes. If you were a higher rank, when you first got there, it was 5.
Like, what would black belts get for showers?
7 minutes.
Okay.
I turn the water on and let it run for 7 minutes before I even get in there.
Group shower.
America. I turn it on and I let it run.
Group shower. So
That's crazy.
Yeah. Group laundry. It was intense, but it gave me the tools for my toolbox to, you asked if I'm still actively doing therapy. It's like, while I don't go speak to someone, I actively use the tools I got because my issues are the same.
So you're just lighting campfires everywhere? What kind of tools are we talking?
Yeah.
And also, did you guys go to in front of a local grocery store and sell cookies once a year with that troop?
Twice a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it's interesting though.
They do it twice a
year. Were you overweight at the time? Were you a big kid?
So I was trying to recall this. I was talking to my wife, and she sees pictures of me when I was around that age. She's like, I don't think you were big. I was like, I remember shopping in the Husky department. Remember when there was Husky departments?
Yeah, remember? Huh? Like for dogs?
No. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When clothes were like Husky. There was a Husky section.
Yeah.
Chris, you're not fat, you're Husky.
I was always right on the line. Chris was in the Husky. I was like right on the line.
Yeah, I remember like shopping in Husky clothes as long as I can remember. But if I look at pictures of me when I was, 5, 6, 7, I was a normal looking kid. It was when I got out of that program, started working at a Mexican restaurant at the age of 14. And unlimited fajitas and cheese dip. That'll screw you up.
Boss, I think the new hire is eating all the chips.
So,
I mean, dude, that would have been so awesome.
I mean, think about when we worked at Sonic. So we worked at Sonic.
I worked there for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
got my first check, looked at the number and said, I'm not doing this anymore. I quit.
He saw his first check.
I mean, dude, it was insane.
It was minimum wage, $5.25 at the time. I kept working there because I worked the shake. So
that's funny you remember the minimum wage because that's what it was.
I actually think it was $5.15.
And that was 20 years ago, and it's $7.25 still federally. But
all right, let's not go there. back to
what was
scheduling.
What was really bad though is I wound up working at another location for this restaurant, and my sister worked at Maggie Moo's ice cream across the street.
Yeah.
So she would text me and go, "Hey, cheese dip for ice cream," and I'd go over with cheese dip, and she'd give me ice cream to bring back. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I used to not sneak. I think we were allowed to make stuff, but I would just grab handfuls of the peanut butter cups and just smash.
Yeah, I mean, dude, think about do you really want a 14 and 15-year-old kid making your food?
No. Well, technically we weren't supposed to be in the kitchen, but they had me start cooking and stuff. And I'd always drop extra mozzarella sticks and onion rings.
Just hooking it up.
Yeah. So how do you think jiu-jitsu would have paired with your life as a 12-year-old? Because you've with all your behavior issues and stuff, like you get here pretty early to after work because you just head this way after work, so you'll get to see kids classes and stuff like that. How do you think it would have benefited you? Do you think you would have even taken a class? Like,
so I actually did take a karate class as a kid, and I went home and instantly punched my sister.
Oh no.
And it was the one and only martial arts thing I ever did as a kid, because I went home and did it to my sister, full smoke. So to say the way you guys teach class, I probably could have taken that. And I was you guys probably would have had a talk with my parents going, this might not.
We've gotten close.
You never had 10-year-old me.
I know. I mean, trust me. I think about with us, we probably wouldn't have. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing that.
I mean, my parents did let me call the cops to scare them into behaving.
Oh, yeah.
And they came over and I go, let's do it. Like I was
let's go, boss. Where are we going?
I was like, jumpsuits are orange, favorite color. and they.
Did you ever get arrested or anything?
No comment. You don't have to comment.
Like when you were a kid or teenager?
After that program, I was selling weed in high school.
Oh,
whoa. Got popped one night. What's funny is I got popped on 12 South in a parking lot that is now the home of the South Precinct.
Oh, there you go.
There's a police station there now.
Yeah, I mean, I meant for something bad. No, I meant more of like behavior, like
so other than charitable events, what
no, I
other
never
than helping the community.
No, I never got arrested for anything like that. That was one of the worst, getting out of juvie and my mom just crying and where did I go wrong? And I mean, it was the worst. It was the ultimate. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Does she always make it about her?
Yeah. So, I mean but I still had the authority conflict stuff, even when I got out of the program into high school. Just, I don't know. It's so easy to just be nice to each other.
Well, part of the reason I asked the question about like what jiu-jitsu, would it have fit in with you at the time, is like, people always talk about, oh, I wish I would have started jiu-jitsu at your age or at whatever when I was a kid. But like, even do you think maybe 10 years ago or 14 years ago when I first started getting into jiu-jitsu and I approached you about trying it, do you think you would have done it at the time?
I would have found an excuse.
So what changed now? I guess that kind of your physical?
That I'm off the road. I toured for a long time. So I would have probably said, my schedule's just so hit or miss. I couldn't be consistent and better not start then. That's probably, like, knowing me, that's probably what I would have gone for as my reason to not do it. But yeah, I mean, luckily my wife is a great support for me to keep it up. And you guys, I mean, when I started, it was texts every day of when are you training next? And I mean, even still, it's like, when am I seeing you this week?
Yeah.
Like,
it's more like, when are we playing video games?
Yeah.
You gaming tonight?
Yeah. I mean, after you come into class and then after class, we're going to hit but
there's
still,
nothing better than after jiu-jitsu games, dude. Like training.
Trying to hold the remote control up and you're just like,
all right, so let's go back to jiu-jitsu now, coming up on a year. Like what are some things you wish you had known when you first started? Something like that. That'll get us kind of cooking.
Radio silence.
yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know. I came in pretty open-minded, so I was just like,
if
just going to experience it.
You had a friend that was coming to jiu-jitsu for the first time, what is one piece of advice you would give them? So that's how you should phrase those kind of questions for the next episode.
Got it.
I probably let him know like you're not gonna win. Tap early, tap often.
Okay, and then let's continue with role playing. What's tapping? Like dancing?
No, if you're
Like
getting
like water? You mean
Yeah.
like tap water?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We're you really want to role play this?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So what do you mean tapping?
When you're being submitted and somebody's about to snap.
I'm more of a dom.
All right. And that's no more role playing on Twinjitsu.
239. Let's go ahead and hit an edit.
What's your goal in jiu-jitsu? Like, do you have a goal right now of like, I want to get a black belt? I want to whatever. Like, do you have something you're striving for other than just
like a goal within jiu-jitsu or a goal from jiu-jitsu?
Either.
I mean, my goal is to live a healthier lifestyle. This is providing me a nice cardio workout multiple times a week, to which I am going to be adding lifting to get my muscles up as well. But I mean, this is going to kind of take it way back to one of the original questions you asked is what do you think made you start? My wife and I have been trying to get pregnant for years now. And one of my doctors hit me with the, little diet and exercise wouldn't kill you. And, after I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. And this was not the physical. This is
I have a surprise for you. That doctor's actually here. Come on in, doc.
Yeah. No, but it was one of my fertility doctors, and we don't really have like a medical reason as to why we're not conceiving other than, yeah, we're older than you probably should be to be getting pregnant and whatever. So my thing is I need to do my part in that.
I've heard eye contact helps.
This is gonna go down.
Yeah.
But no, like that's my goal with jiu-jitsu. That's why I started, and it's why I'm continuing. Is I want to live a healthier lifestyle. So if we're lucky enough to have a kid, I can keep up with picking them up, putting them down, running around, chasing them, going to sports stuff, throwing a ball, whatever. I want to be able to do it.
Fetch it. What do you mean? I don't know how that works.
All right. Well, do you have any other jiu-jitsu questions for our guy? Stop, dude.
I was trying to get to 8 squeezes. That means wrap it up. What was your question?
Do you have any other jiu-jitsu question? I feel like we've kind of gone all over the place, but it's been a great conversation.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us about jiu-jitsu, about
when do I get my blue belt?
It's now you just delayed it.
Yeah, right.
6 more months.
Dude, our old instructor, our first instructor said if someone came up to him and asked, hey, when do you think I'll get my blue belt? He'd go, 6 more months now that you've asked. Or if someone asked for a stripe, dude, that's like I feel cliche
like you just
thing you're not supposed to do.
Like, I feel like that's just kind of like, you don't ask for these.
Yeah,
I think when you earn it.
But I think it's also fair to be like, hey, as a coach, like, hey, what do I need to work on to get to that level?
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't.
But if you do that, the old school, they'll be like, just keep training, just show up and train.
There's a difference between like, when could I, if I'm training like as much as I am now, when could I get blue belt? You think or something, and then asking, aren't I supposed to be at blue belt or something? To me that. If someone's just asking, I don't care. If they're like, hey, wait, am I going to get a stripe soon or something? I'll be like,
maybe.
Yeah. I mean, like, or I'll be like, here's what I want to see from you. But yeah, I don't. But it also is kind of like you said, a lot of people know not to ask.
I have a question about jiu-jitsu.
All right.
Because I feel like I'm still terrible at this. Do you guys notice any kind of real improvement on jiu-jitsu?
Next question.
Yeah. Not quite.
Yeah. So a couple of things. I get asked that question, from time to time from people. And sometimes it's hard because like at Franklin, like I'm watching rolls the best I can, but I'm also watching to make sure everyone's staying safe, stuff like that.
Sure.
So if someone does ask me, I'll be like, hey, I'll start paying, I'll specifically be watching and I'll give you tips, but like,
This is a very long-winded no.
No. So
You're tough, man.
I want to give like what I would
tough.
give for like a random person that asks, like a student that asks. The other thing I like for beginners, like someone who's a year in, because sometimes it can even feel like, man, do I even, like I've been doing this for a year. Do I know anything? Like you have days like that, right? Or even sometimes weeks like that.
Yeah, recently.
Think about if you went against yourself a
Sure.
year ago, what would that match look like?
Smoked.
Right. So like, have you improved? Yeah, of course.
I would say if you were just a random person, not a random, like a student asking,
Don't tell what this punchline is going to be.
there's no punchline. I'd say, my friend, do you pay the school $200 every month? And what would you say?
Yes.
Okay, then that's my answer. Yes, it's getting better.
Yeah, for you, the one thing I like that you've done a couple times is you'll just like see a move on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you'll text it to us and be like, could I even do this or whatever? And I've had fun. Like, I mean, pretty much everything you've come across, we've figured out a way for you to do.
I mean, I think there's no doubt that you're moving your body way better than you were.
Yeah, I mean,
when
you couldn't
first
even do.
started.
Yeah. Your technique is not king.
I mean, you struggled with like 10%.
Your technique is Burger King right now.
You had a hard time getting through the warm up, right? Like,
Yeah.
like even the like 10% of it at the beginning
Sure.
was tough. And I think that like, some people have different ideas on their warm up. Should you warm up jiu-jitsu? Gracie Baja, the schools that we have a set warm up that you're supposed to follow, and that's kind of the reason being is like everyone. It can be a workout for whoever does it because it's just some calisthenics stuff like that, warm up workout. But like if you're someone coming in completely sedentary, you have to do some basics of like jumping jacks, some squats, and it's and I do like our warm up for that reason.
Yeah. I guess gauging it off that, I'm definitely doing better. If I'm basing it off the warm up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also,
and then at purple belt, you get to skip it. You don't have to do the warm up.
I think it's good to think about
It's a joke.
how you are doing against other people, even though you shouldn't compare. It's like, I mean, you are able to hold your own against people that you couldn't 6 months ago.
Sure.
And, you're not tapping them. Yeah, you may be losing rounds, but you're
going longer.
Yeah. And yeah.
I think a big thing that also, and not related to your actual jiu-jitsu game, but you've been really consistent. Like when you set out, okay, I'm going to train 3 times a week, you travel a lot. We were all talking about it, maybe a little too much, but like, you'll do your best to make up classes if you can. But when you miss, when you come back, you're usually right back on your
because if I
days.
don't, I won't.
Right.
The hardest part of jiu-jitsu is showing up.
Yeah.
I think that's
I mean, obviously, do you think you would have done this on your own had you not known someone in the gym?
Absolutely.
And you've gotten a friend training as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
He loves it. He's loving it.
Is there anything any advice first? Because some people maybe in your position a year ago would say, I want to lose some weight before I start jiu-jitsu.
You're not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I always say that too. It's like
I was working with an artist on a record, and he said something to the effect of like, "Man, if I had better songs and I could sing better and I could play guitar really well," and I was like, "Yeah," and if I had,
yeah,
all the right equipment, I could be a porn star.
Yeah,
no shit. Sure.
Yeah.
You just got to show up. And I appreciate you guys pushing me to just start and try it. Show up.
Well, we've gone for a while, but there's still a lot I want to talk about. But we'll want to.
Jeez, I gotta pee so bad.
Well, I want to save it for next podcast. Let's do this quick. Would you rather, and then we'll get out of here.
How many squeezes for a pee break?
0. Would you rather get submitted by a smaller person or get smashed by someone your size? Hold on. I feel like I lost part of my sentence here.
What fortune cookie did you find this question in?
Oh, yeah. Would you rather get submitted by a smaller person or get smashed by someone for a whole round by your size? Like they're not really advancing position, but they're just smashing you. Not really much is happening.
I feel like I get the latter all the time.
Well, here's a better quote. So next time you're going to come to me with these questions.
It was a good try.
Does tapping out or getting submitted even bother you?
No. Yeah, like it does not affect me. Because again, I'm just here to sweat. So if I'm breaking a sweat, I'm cool.
Really, the more you tap, the more calories you burn because you're moving more, right?
Right. Perfect.
All right, so I got another one. Would you rather, and this is for everyone, and Chris, I'm sure you'll give a better way to
Well then,
ask
Chris,
it.
would you rather be submitted by a smaller person or get smashed by someone your size? I don't submit. I'm a dom.
Speaking of, are we
I
dominoes?
think I like both. I like them both. I mean, it's nice to get smashed in side control every once in a while and be like, oh yeah, this sucks. This is why it's important to have a good guard so people can't get into side control. And so would I rather get submitted by a smaller person? Because I'd rather go get a cheeseburger. See y'all tomorrow.
All right, last one. Would you rather have a near unstoppable big man game? So very basic, like maybe one takedown, you get to side control, you've got an Americana, but you could do it on almost anybody. Or would you rather have a mediocre small guy game with like cool like back takes and rolling back takes?
That's my answer.
The mediocre small guy game.
The fun, cool stuff.
Depends on the day. Because some days when we do something that's like that, I'm like, man, that felt like some ninja stuff. But I don't know. I feel like at this point, I'd rather have a near unstoppable big man game. Because that's what gets done to me all the time.
Yeah. Because you're training with another big guy.
Yeah. And he has like a few things that he does. And he's just so strong that he's gonna get me in a wrist lock. He's gonna smash me or whatever. So if I could just get a little self-esteem by getting a couple dubs under my belt, I might change my answer.
Has jiu-jitsu boosted your confidence? Or has your weight loss boosted your confidence?
Look at his mustache. He doesn't need a boost of confidence.
No, the weight loss has definitely helped. Like having clothes that fit me again. Or, dang, I haven't worn that in a while. Oh, crap, it's loose. Like, that's been cool. I think jiu-jitsu has taught me other things. Not so much like self-esteem.
Cool.
What about even though you're a people person, so you have tons of friends and communities and whatnot, have you enjoyed the community, the people you've met?
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah. There's some great people at this. I mean, I have no experiences at other gyms, only what others tell me about their experiences. But like, I feel like there's a really good culture here, and like you said, I get here early because I drive from so far away. So I see a lot of the kids' classes because otherwise I'm just sitting in traffic forever. And like, you guys create that type of thing here. Those kids are going to wind up becoming older teenagers and adults and training, and it's a good culture.
That's happening at Franklin, and it's crazy, dude. I mean, we have a kid that's been training 4.5 years. He's been with us like day one. We have some kids that have trained at Franklin longer than we've been the instructors there. But to see a kid who we've been with since the very beginning, and now he's in the adults class,
you're molding him.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Stop.
Just a couple squeezes.
Yeah, we've made it without crying pretty well so far.
I won't cry. It's too bright in here. I need a dark room to cry in.
Well, thanks for being here, Mr. Spielberg. It's been awesome to have you
Go
doing
ahead and
jiu-jitsu
plug
with
anything
us.
you need to plug right now. You got any dates coming up?
no.
Do you want to plug your company you work for or no?
Nah. Yeah, I mean,
what
sure.
does NASA need? Is that what
No,
you
I'm in
work
the
for NASA,
I'm in the entertainment merch industry. If anybody needs merchandise, comment. I'll reach out to
Not
you.
very entertaining.
Well, this has been episode 4 of Twinjitsu podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you like and subscribe. Anything else, mister?
No, mister. Couple squeezes to go. Couple squeezes
the
to go.
squeeze bits gotta go next.
Couple for the
episode.
road.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Difficult to work with, to be honest.
Couple amateurs.